Hello class, this is Mr. Johnson here. I hope you're doing well. I'm creating this video to show you how to create a pie graph using very basic data on Microsoft Excel. This video lesson makes some certain assumptions. I'm assuming that you already know how to basically collect data, convert data between data values into fractions or percentages or decimals or that form, and you can cross between those different types of metrics. I'm also assuming that you know how to use a protractor and create a pie graph on paper already. And you already know how to convert from, again, values or percentages or whatnot into degrees in a circle, because a pie graph is based on a circle, which is of 360 degrees. So you need to be able to convert between those units and measure that on a protractor, measure those degrees on a protractor. So Excel. So I've opened Excel now, which you should be able to see. I've got a data set here. It's a very basic data set in one column. And I'd like to set it up this way. There's lots and lots of different ways to do this, but this is just where it has worked for me over the years. In one column, I've got sports, different sports, rugby, football, etc. And then next column, I've got the 9D math class. And this is the number of people in that class that this would be their favorite sport. So for example, rugby, 3 people, that's their favorite sport. Hockey, there is 4 people that is their favorite sport. And so total, when we sum all these up, it should be the number of students in the class, or at least the number that was present and voted on that particular day. So highlighting that, we have 27, which is about right. So to create the graph, we select our data set. I'm also going to include what we would call the data labels or data legend. So selecting those two, that's selecting what's called our matrix. We go to Home. This drop-down menu is here. We go to Insert. We want to insert a pie graph. So we see this pie graph symbol here. Click on that. Just do a basic graph, 2D pie graph, done. And it's important that you don't have to, but if you want this to pop up with the information right away, you have to select your data first, not after. You can do it after, but then it's just kind of, doing it in reverse. So this automatically has my pie graph in a circle. It's got my data labels, my data legend, rugby, football, hockey, and they're all color coordinated, which is really convenient. We can also include a title for our chart, which I didn't do that here. Well, actually here, I'll do that right now. I'll include this upper information through that same process. So now it has our title, and it just automatically does this. 9D Matt favorite sport, number of people in the class. As you can see, there's no numbers on this graph, so if I want to include that, we can manipulate this by using different chart styles. So this is the default chart style. We can scroll up and down, which different chart styles have different formats and slightly different information. So you just pick one that you like. I think this one's really nice. I tend to use this a lot just because it's quite visually, aesthetically pleasing. But if it's, say, it is a bit more data in terms of JPEG image and stuff like that. So if you're putting it in a presentation, it's a little bit more data. So keeping that in mind. There's also more kind of no frills formats to keep it in. This one's really nice and straightforward. As you can see, some of these values are kind of overlapping each other, which we don't want. But if you blow it up a little bit, there's more space, and you can select the individual values and move them around. So I can't see that now, but I'll try that in a different color, for example. There, so now it's quite visually apparent. So that is how to create a pie graph in Excel. Very basic, short and sharp, short and sweet. Have a good day, and I hope you found this useful. Cheers.